My name's Amy. I'm based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I work for an e-commerce startup. I attended University of Florida. I have a bachelor's degree in public relations, and I'm pursuing my MBA. When I initially started out studying for the GMAT, I went with one of the major self-prep courses. I then took the GMAT. I got a 640, which I was not happy with. I wanted to break the 700 range. So I felt like Apex Tutoring really looked at my personal strengths and weaknesses. I personally wanted to only focus on the quantitative because I had a good handle on the verbal. And so I kind of knew what my strengths and weaknesses were in terms of quant, but they were able to identify them, even point out things that I hadn't noticed in terms of my study habits and my self-prep habits, and how to kind of overcome those certain challenges to give me the confidence that I needed to continue to raise my score. When I set out to find a GMAT tutor, I was kind of faced with two options. It was either go with one of the big names where the prices were kind of absurd out the roof, and I wasn't really comfortable investing that much money when I felt like I was maybe getting a cookie cutter kind of program that they could just kind of replicate through different clients. Whereas when I spoke with Mike, he was very interested in getting to know exactly what I wanted out of the prep and what I wanted to work on and what was going to work for me. And I definitely felt that every time we started a session, I could tell that a lot of time went into selecting questions and selecting a format that was tailored to me, and that was really important to me because I knew that I was in a unique situation. Outside of the program, I felt very comfortable reaching out to either Mike and Elias if I had any questions, either follow up from what we covered in the session or problems that I came across in my own self-prep. I also felt like they were able to identify certain strengths and weaknesses within the session that when I was working on self-prep, if I ever needed to email them or call them, they were there to give me a full explanation and even multiple explanations in case the first one didn't resonate. So I felt very comfortable being able to reach out to them outside of our sessions, which definitely impacted the success within our sessions. What Apex GMAT helped me to do was to look at the way my brain typically works and how I approach problems, and kind of go back and completely change my perspective of how I look at a problem. So in the past, I would look at a problem and automatically go back to the way I would have done it in third grade, whereas now I would look at a problem and I say, I know exactly what they're testing me on. I know the questions that I need to ask myself in order to get to the solution that they want or that they're asking. So it definitely helped to develop a more strategic outlook into what the questions were testing, which will ultimately help me be successful in business school, to be able to have a strategic mindset and to be able to dig a little deeper into the questions and the certain paths that you take to get to a certain answer. I think what I struggle with personally is realizing my own potential, and I think what Mike and Elias were able to unlock in me is just a level of confidence and clarity that I did have the potential to reach my goals. And even if I was setting a goal that was up here, they helped me work my way up. The feeling that I got when I left the GMAT was just, I'm like getting choked up because I worked so hard, and Mike and Elias helped me work. I'm like trying to keep my composure. They helped me work so hard to get to the goal that I wanted, and it just feels really good to be able to work towards something and then get to the other side.